There once was a legion of angels called the Cassiolites. Their empire was built in the sky. Now and then, you may see fragments of their abandoned kingdom, enormous cloud structures skating 10,000 feet over the earth. The Cassiolites loved to collect time. Every moment that was wasted on earth drifted upward, and they would rush to catch it in their crystalline nets. When a Cassiolite caught a moment, they took it into their sanctum and stored it in a swatch of feather-soft tropical breeze. Every week, the Cassiolites would unwrap their treasures, polish them to mirror shine, and admire them. Time was so beautiful. Yet people down on earth seemed to have little idea how precious time was. They spent it meaninglessly. They spent it arguing when they could have been caring for each other. They spent it complaining when they could be making positive change. They spent it feeling sorry for themselves instead of appreciating what they had. They spent it counting other people's mistakes instead of counting their own blessings. The Cassiolites loved when that happened. They reveled in people's dawdling and delaying. Sometimes people even lost time. The Jewish people, however, did honor the sanctity of time. They studied it and recorded it. They tracked the phases of the moon and had great ceremonies when a new moon appeared in the sky. They counted the days between their spring festival and their harvest festival. They had long debates about when evening ends and day begins. They marked transitions from one stage of life to another. This tribe of Jewish people not only kept time, they actually made time for the things that were truly important. They made time for community gatherings. They made time for family meals. They made time to discover new things and explore big questions. They made time to study great thinkers and dream up new ideas. They made time to listen to others and work for justice and freedom. Still, there was so much wasted time that even with the meaningful moments that the Jewish people made, the Cassiolites could not keep up with all the squandered hours. They didn't realize that the weight of all this time was starting to change their realm. Their empire was sagging. The people below on earth noticed. Sky was growing heavy and dark. The once welcomed clouds had become thick. They blocked the sun entirely. The people were cold and afraid. The heavens began churning with ominous thunderheads. The people feared that their time was over, and they wept. Despite this terrible impact of catching time, the Cassiolites could not stop hoarding each lost moment until one night, their entire kingdom broke apart. All their treasures plunged to the earth and the sea. The Cassiolites could not withstand the fall, and overnight, their wispy forms blew away. The sky was clear, and their legion was no more. Time began to wash up on the shore. There were tiny instants and rocks of ages. The people knew they did not deserve this great gift of time that they received from the heavens, and they didn't want to squander their chance to use time more wisely. They assembled a council to discuss how to protect their time so that it would not run out again. After much deliberation, the council decided that there should be a people tasked with keeping time, a trustworthy tribe in tune with the cycle of the moon and the changes of seasons. And that's when they remembered, who do you think they remembered? The Jewish people. A people who sanctified time. So the Jews got to work. They collected the moments that were scattered across the land, and lodged into the earth. They took shards of hours and timber of days, and they built a great palace of time. Inside this palace, people discovered that time stood still, and they could freely take the time that they needed to reflect on the lessons of the past, the possibilities of the future, and the wonder of the present. The Jewish people created portals to this palace of time that could be opened by anyone from anywhere in the entire world to refresh and renew and remember. Then the Jews gave this great palace a name. They called it Shabbat. The name of this week's Torah portion is Kiddushim. It comes from the same Hebrew word as kiddush, the blessing we say over wine. As Cantor Kleiman already said, it means holy, to make holy, but it also means to set apart, to sanctify. Each week, we have an opportunity to visit the palace of Shabbat, to celebrate the beauty of time well spent, to set time apart in order to spend it well, to make it holy. What shards of hours and timbers of day make up your time palace? What memories do you hold close, and what moments do you want to turn into memories? We are always building, rebuilding, and renovating this palace in time. So at dinner tonight after services, or perhaps in your car on the way home, share a favorite moment in time, a memory you have with your family, so that we can continue to expand this beautiful palace known as Shabbat. Shabbat Shalom.